guys, Tex Radic here with another look at some of the figures we got on this week. Today we're looking at the G.I. Joe Ultimate Cover Girl figure from Super7. Now, this figure, I mean, the female figures in Super7, I can say, are probably the worst female figures ever in any toy line. Ever since the Masters Universe, I just feel like they just can't get their female figures right. Even April O'Neil from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Classics looked like poop. So this one doesn't look too bad, but of course, you know, just like Scarlet, I was excited about Scarlet. Scarlet, when I got her out, I was like, this is like the ugliest figure. I don't know, maybe because she was too tall. But even my girl Baroness, like I love Baroness. It's one of my favorite characters. I feel like she just didn't do it for me. And I feel like it's just the female figures. I mean, even Lady J, I mean, her face, they didn't even paint her face. But anyway, that's a whole different story. But anyway, so you're probably wondering, well, why did you get her if you're not liking any of the female characters? Because she was on sale. That's the reason why. Got her on sale. Amazon had it for the Prime Day. She was, I think, down to $30, 30 something dollars cheap. So I was like, you know what? That's how much she's worth. I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, pay that money for her. Not that I'm a cheap guy. I just feel like these figures are not really worth it. Now, Cover Girl is an interesting character because she did show up in the cartoon a lot. Of course, she is the Wolverine driver. I really wish we got a Wolverine for Classified, you know, but that's a whole different story. So basically here we have her in the window box packaging. She does look really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just maybe the body is what the problem is. So maybe hopefully she's shorter than some of the other figures, because like I said, if you saw my review about Scarlet, I mean, she's an Amazon. I mean, she's huge compared to size scales, you know, it makes a difference in these lines. So, all right, let's go ahead and look closer at the box. As you can see, there's a name tag there, Cover Girl Wolverine Driver. She's there. You got everything in the packaging where she was. I really like the long hair look on her. So, I mean, the face sculpt looks really nice. As you can see, it does look really nice. And then, of course, in the back, you have, there is her in the different cartoon portraits of her. So, you know, she kind of, is it me or does she just look like, looks exactly like Scarlet? Like, right? Because she's a redhead. Scarlet's a redhead. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, it's the same figure. It's the same person. So I don't know. They could have done some more depth and given us, I don't know, an African-American character or even a Hispanic character. Why didn't they do that? But anyway, let's go and get her out of the packaging and get a closer look at the G.I. Joe Ultimate's Cover Girl figure. All right, here is Cover Girl out of the packaging, and I have to admit, she is looking actually pretty cool. Like, I'm actually really impressed with this one. She's pale as hell, though. Seriously, she does need some sun. But let's get a closer look at her. I'm loving the colors, the browns and the tans. Looks really nice on this figure. So let's look at her face sculpt. Look at that. That looks really nice. They did a really good job on the face sculpt. I mean, she looks really pretty. She got some makeup on, unlike Lady J. Poor Lady J. So basically here she has the short hair, red hair. So, you know, I guess maybe brown. Is it brown? No, I guess it is brown. So like, no, I'm sorry. It is brown hair, but it looks a little red, like light brown. You got her jacket on with that jumper suit underneath. Not really any articulation. There's a little bit swivel here. Head moves all right. Got that Wolverine patch on the side. Looks really nice. I'm really impressed. She's got a little pouch there for her Skittles. You know, articulated only one way, so you know you only got, you know, just one way to articulate there. You got more patch there, I guess. So she's basically like a mechanic in a sense, and I don't see any mechanical things with her. But like I said, she in the cartoon, she did have some different episodes with her on there. You know, is that loose? Oh yeah, it was loose. I popped it back in. Got that nice little boots and stuff. You know, not wearing heels this time, like Scarlet, because she would be a gargantuan. This looks really nice, though. I have to admit, it does look nice. So let's look at the different things that she comes with. So she does come with different hands, just like Gun-Ho. A lot of different trigger hands, basically, or, you know, gripping hands. So, you know, 2 of the trigger, left and right, and then I guess use gripping hands to hold some things up. She comes with this, let's look at the head portrait. So this one is, I guess, when she's riding or driving the Wolverine, which is kind of pointless to have this head to come with because we don't have a Wolverine, and I don't think we're ever going to get a Wolverine. So, yeah. And another thing, this was a pain in the butt to get out of the packaging. I even scratched it somewhere. I don't even know where I scratched the damn thing. Yeah, right there. As you can see, I scratched it trying to get it out of the packaging. That was tough. My hands hurt actually now. But that is a beautiful sculpt. And you have this little thing for her mic, which you got to be careful because this is very easy to come off. Super7 and their fragile stuff. I already broke 2 characters. I broke Cobra Commander a year ago. He fell off the shelf. His leg fell off, broke off. And then recently Snake Eyes, the same thing. So I went on eBay to see if I could find just those 2 figures, and this guy sold them. I got them pretty cheap. But yeah, be careful, guys, because these are real fragile. It's really sad. Anyway, I guess it's my fault for putting it at high places. Now here's the head sculpt that I'm going to use with her. I like this one a lot. Nice locks here. Let's see how she looks on the body with that one, because I actually like that one much better than the shorts. Gwyneth Paltrow hair. No, I don't know. Oh, God. Is it in there? Okay, this does look weird. Is it me or does it look like she has a long neck? Ay, ay, ay. I can't just make it easy to pop on. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. That was kind of a pain, but yeah, this one looks a lot better, I think. I think she looks better with that hairdo. Wow, what a difference hair can do for a woman. All right, so next up, she does come with a bunch of junk, I think, in my opinion. Shovel, not sure who she's digging up, but that's pointless for me. It looks all in that green. And then a hammer, which, yeah, okay. And I have no idea why she comes with a rocket. Why does she come with a rocket? What is the purpose of this rocket? What does she put the rocket on? Is it on here? Nope. Oh, God. Pointless. And then he comes with this scopey thingy. Actually looks like those things that you can stop, look at traffic. You know, check if you're speeding and stuff. I guess she likes to see who's speeding in the GI Joe camp. She got a little radio. I mean, a little walkie-talkie, I guess. Which would be cool if we could put it somewhere in her, like a pouch or something. Because this thing will get lost. I mean, this is something small like that is destined to be lost. I'm just saying. And here we have her rifle. So yeah, here comes with all her stuff. I don't know how I feel about all this stuff, to be honest. I think in reality, I think just 2 hands and this head sculpt, and I think all this other stuff is just pointless. I think all this right here we don't need. I think if this, you see, you simplify it. You just, there we go. Take off $10. 45 figure, $40 figure right there. Anyway. All right, so let's go. I was going to do a comparison with her and Scarlet, but I don't think I have to. Or maybe I will, just to double check to see what happened with Scarlet. I'm thinking it's that last wave, because like I said, when you looked at Gun-Ho looked really swanky with his legs, and then you got Roblox looked better. So yeah, I'm gonna do a real quick comparison to Scarlet, and right, here's Scarlet next to CoverGirl, and I wanted to just see some differences. And yes, given that I didn't get Gun-Ho until after the fact, I'm a little worried. Wait a minute. So Major Blood and Crimson Guard are the last ones, right? I'm just talking out loud because I'm thinking, hope they don't have an issue. But as you can see, like Gun-Ho, I forgot I did complain about this also. The legs here, there's a gap and there's nothing there, and she does look a lot, you know. I mean, I know it's a different character, but as you can see, this buck here is a lot skinnier. Oh, and then also, I don't know why I called her redhead. She is brown hair. I guess it's the camera, but no, she's brown haired. She's a brunette. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, like Scarlet just, you know, dropped the. I mean, they did a better job with CoverGirl. I mean, CoverGirl looks great. She looks actually very magnificent. You know, in terms of height, I guess they're the same height. These are gargantuan women, I tell you. But like I said, I was really mad about Scarlet's legs, how they were just janky. Especially that, yeah, look at that gap right there, that big old gap that she has on those legs. So that's one thing I was talking about. But this CoverGirl looks really great, and I'm actually happy that she does look, you know, wonderful. But yeah, all right, so let's go and get her on my turntable and my final thoughts on the Ultimate CoverGirl from SUPER7. All right, here are my final thoughts on CoverGirl from the SUPER7 GI Joe Ultimates line. All I can say is this is the female figure that they finally got right. I think, you know, the legs are perfect in terms of the way they look. The figure looks gorgeous. The face is phenomenal. Like I said earlier, she actually probably is the best female figure in this line. And like I said, I don't know what it is that SUPER7 cannot get the females right. This happened ever since they took over Masters of the Universe, Club Grayskull. Those female figures were just a mess. I tried to collect them, and I just said nope. I just didn't like them. I just think that they were not great. You know, the only thing, like for me, I think, you know, she's a little pale. She looks gorgeous, but I think a little bit more darker. There's a tiny little darker tone her skin on the skin would have been perfect. You know, she is hard to pose. I do have her on these new stands that I bought from Amazon. But like I said, she is great. I'm very happy with this one, and I'm glad I got her on sale. So right now she is back to the $55 mark on Amazon. So if you, you know, need to get her on sale. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments, and until next time, we will see you. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, share, and subscribe.